Hello there. Pray tell, imagine you are me several weeks ago. You are scrolling through your email inbox as you do on most days, but suddenly something catches your eye. Giant Moka pot needs new home. Intriguing, yes. I click into it. Allow me to read you what I then found. Hello, Morgan. A few years ago, I was gifted a giant Moka pot on accident. I believe it is an 18-cup Bialetti, and to be so honest with you, I don't need the thing taking up space in my cabinets. While seeing it next to my 3 or 6, I don't recall, cup Moka pot is extremely funny. I would prefer if it went to a home where it could be used or displayed in a collection like yours. I was considering donating it to my nearest thrift store just to get rid of it, but seeing that you have a large collection of Moka pots, I thought I would offer to ship it to you before I donate the thing. This is the most exciting email I have ever received. I immediately responded, yes, I would love to receive it, and then frankly forgot about it for a few weeks while I went off to competition. However, we are now several weeks later and a very exciting box has arrived. Now, first of all, a huge thank you to Faye, who was generous enough to ship this to me. And also think of me, because it's true, I do love Moka pots. This is a genuine unboxing of what I hope to be another very ridiculous one to add to my collection, and also hopefully one that we can brew on today. Actually, before I get into this, if you haven't seen my collection, let me show you. I know I'm like teasing you by putting the box here on the side. I'm teasing myself too. We will get to this soon. You know that internet audio that's like, these are my ladies.
These are my ladies.
Well, these are my ladies. And it is true indeed that I have quite a few Moka pots. Now, the most standard that you will see is this Bialetti right here. This is a 6-cup Bialetti, and it is my ride or die. However, I also have this very lovely, slightly more modern stainless steel edition. We have my Moka pot, if you will. Moo, 'cause cow. A Gemini Express, which is a Moka pot, but it dispenses via 2 spouts and has a nice little stand for your demi-tasse cups. And then we have my favorite child, which is my incredibly small 1-cup Moka pot. Now, let's see what we're adding to the collection. This is great. Oh, this is hilarious. I've been watching a lot of House of the Dragon lately, and I feel like in a lot of Game of Thrones, like fandom circles, people are always comparing the dragons to Balerion the Black Dread, and I feel like I just unboxed Balerion in comparison to the rest of my Moka pots. This is allegedly an 18-cup Moka pot, and it is truly the largest Moka pot I have ever seen. All right, let's get everything cleaned up. I'm gonna go give this a rinse, and then I will be right back so we can actually dig into and hopefully brew with this. Now, truthfully, this does feel like I'm carrying a small child around with me, and it is somewhat child-sized. However, the amount of coffee it is going to presumably produce is going to be incredible. This will truly be a powerful amount of Moka pot coffee. Everything here seems to be in very good shape. The gasket is also in good condition. This is a classic Bialetti Moka pot, so just kind of the classic aluminum profile, very similar to my 6-cup here. And already the 6-cup is a decently large-sized Moka pot. Typically with Moka pot coffee, you're only drinking like 3 to maybe 4 ounces of it at a time, and so this is quite satisfactory for a few people. However, as you can tell, quite a big size difference. And just for giggles, here is our trio in this shape. This is just utterly ridiculous. Okay, let's go get some preheated water and some coffee. Okay, we are medium fine here on the grind size, leaning more towards fine than we are medium. I am truly quite curious as to how much water and coffee this is actually going to hold. Today we are going to rely on the tried and true method of filling up our Moka pot with water just to under the pressure valve, and then filling up our basket with coffee. Not packing it down, but just a full fill on this. Now, you could do this either way. You could, of course, start with cold water in your Moka pot. I usually use preheated, and since this is gonna be an absolute beast to preheat on my stovetop, I am definitely gonna begin with preheated water. So this is just off of a boil. Let's see how much we need to add. All right, we are at just about 6 80 grams of water in this. Now, a mocha pot by default, if you fill up to under the pressure valve and fill your basket with coffee, usually goes to about a 1-to-10 ratio automatically. So I'm gonna estimate that because we have that much water in here, we'll probably be able to fit about 68 to 70 grams of coffee. Might as well just call this batch brew while you're at it. All right, that is a near perfect 68 grams of coffee to get us to the top. So, ooh, hot. If you're using preheated water, always remember to use a cloth or oven mitts when handling this. Give that a nice tighten. Now we'll place it on our burner. It's so tall. I'm not used to things being this close to my face. And we'll turn it up to medium high. Now I'm just gonna follow standard mocha pot procedure here. We'll have it on like a medium high for the initial preheat of this, which hopefully shouldn't take too long since we're using water fresh off of boil. And then as soon as we start to see that coffee ooze out of the top, I'm sorry, not ooze, disperse, flow out of the top, we will drop it down to a low temperature for the remainder of the brew. All right, well, I'll see you when we see coffee. All right, now my mocha pot has been on the stovetop for probably about like 3 to 4 minutes now. I'm starting to hear some of that whistling and bubbling noise. That means we're probably pretty close to having coffee. Oh, we have quite a bit of sputter here. All right, I'm gonna back off for my own safety here. All right, now the very hilarious result that is happening right now is that even though I have ground to my usual fineness for a standard mocha pot, my guess is that is substantially too fine for what is needed for this. I think we need to grind a good bit coarser because everything is seemingly just choking in here. So I'm gonna try to get as much of this water out as possible and we will try to brew again. Speaking of Balerion the Black Dread, this thing is just angry and spitting right now. Frankly, I think more coffee has made it onto the counter than has made it into the primary chamber. So we're gonna take this off heat, we're gonna let it fully cool, depressurize, and then we will come back to this in a few minutes. For you, it will be like nothing. For me, there will be much turmoil between now and when you see me again. We have ground far coarser, we are back in business. I blame my lack of foresight on not doing this initially, on being both post Barista Championship and also post being sick. So don't give me too much grief about this. All right, back on the burner. We hope and we pray. Much better flow on this. Lads, I think we might have coffee soon. This is very exciting. All right, well, we'll let the remainder of this brew happen off the heat. We'll give it a few minutes and then we'll drink some coffee. Now this truly is a tremendous amount of mocha pot coffee to brew all at once. Let's have a taste. Cheers. Quite hot, very hot indeed. Well, this is gonna be an interesting add to my collection. I do think this one is going to be substantially more decorative than some of my other more practically sized mocha pots. This is an amount of mocha pot that I would never make for just myself. You might have heart palpitations if you do that. And also, I don't have enough people in my close proximity that want to drink this where I could justify using this often. However, as a collection piece, as a in memoriam of the size that mocha pots can be, I'm very glad to have this. One of the things I didn't necessarily expect was how kind of different the flow of brewing on this is, just because not even the amount of like grind size adjustments you have to make by this, but the amount of distance that the water has to travel from the base here up to the dispensing point is a great deal farther than any of the other mocha pots I own, and that in and of itself yields a different extraction here. But all in all, it works well, it does the job, and we do have some coffee at the end of it. So this was quite an enjoyable unboxing of something that will now probably go on a shelf and you will see in the background of future videos. I don't usually accept gifts or brewers like this. This was an off chance that I saw this email, but one that I am truly, truly grateful to have seen. And again, thank you so much to the person who sent me this. It is a true treat to have. I'd also like to note that if you have a larger Moka pot than this, I would like it. If you are willing to part with it, I will pay you cash dollars for it. So I'll leave that on the table. If any of you have any, let me know. I might see the email. In the meantime, my name is Morgan. You can find me here on YouTube usually once a week, plus shorts, or TikTok or Instagram almost every single day. I'll come back for my coffee. My hands are full for now. See you next time.